Hello everybody, it's Luke Maxwell here with a quick look at Yatagarasu. What's a Yatagarasu? It's a fighting game. It's also a three-legged crow, prominent in Asian mythology, according to a quick Google search I did. Lives in the sun, apparently. This game is an independently made Japanese fighting game made by some former SNK guys who worked on the King of Fighters. I suspect also probably Mark of the Wolves, judging by that logo design. Looks very Mark of the Wolvesy. We can look at the credits here actually. Let's just take a look-see. So you got all these famous names. Here you are. This game's pretty fully featured. You have the arcade modes as standard versus training, network versus replay. At the moment they're doing an Indiegogo campaign to raise enough money to put in some GGPO support, and I think maybe some new characters and animations and things. At the moment it's pretty bare bones cast. You've got, let's see, 8 people to choose from. You have people that sort of approximate Street Fighter characters, some of them, and then some of them are a little bit more SNK-y in their origins. I think Crow, this guy here, who I would assume is the namesake for the game, he is a lot, you know, your standard showdown kind of guy, so we'll pick him first. You can pick a sort of a color commentary guy there, I think is what you're doing. So I picked Tokido, who people might be familiar with from the old tournament circuit. Oh, mirror match, straight off. So I'm using a Hori Real Arcade Pro 3, which I bought around the time that Soul Calibur 4 came out. So that should give you some indication of the vintage of my last fighting game, really. Played a bit of Street Fighter 4 as well, but I haven't managed to pick up the re-release, the arcade edition. There was a weird thing where Capcom Europe, anyway, had messed up on a lot of the shipments to Ireland of the arcade edition of Street Fighter 4 when they reissued it, and so it wasn't available anywhere. So I'd got Super Street Fighter 4 beforehand, but I never managed to pick up the reissue. So there we go, I did a little bit of an EX move there from a punch. You have a guard break, sort of focus attack move there that can crush someone's guard. As you can see, you actually do have a block meter at the top there, which can be messed up and prevent the enemy from blocking. Finished with a super there at the end. Those are your standard towards punch or kicks, or away punch or kick, sometimes full circles depending on the character. So for example, Shada here, who uses as you can see, sort of full circles, 360s for a lot of his moves. He's your classic grappler in the style of Hugo or Zangief. Good reach on him. Reminds me a little bit more of Hugo than Zangief, although his walking animation there is quite Zangief-y. And in fact, a lot of his moves are also. There we go, you see that? That's essentially a spinning pile driver. I don't think I will waste the meter on finishing him off with a super. I'll just finish him off with a standing hard punch there. So that's something that kind of translates pretty well. Without the medium kicks, though, I found it a little bit difficult to get the combos going. It might just be up to my lack of fighting game prowess, though. I'm sure other people could pick this up and easily have a good time with it. Oh, he got his super off. I was trying to do that earlier as I was playing it. So I got my max. Oh no. And that's me. Sort of forgot what my super was there. I have a max meter though, so I should be able to do some damage. Oh dear. Got me with the EX pile driver. That seems to have a pretty fast sort of wake up speed on it. Oh no. Well, the tail end of it caught him at least. Oh, look at that. Caught out of the air. That was some pretty high level stuff by the computer there. So that fireball, the EX one, I think hits for twice the damage. We'll just keep him at bay here with some fireballs. Oh, he just did a parry. So you've got these high, you've got your standard sort of 6-button thing, but you've also got a high and low parry, which you can see flashing at the top there. And we'll beat him pretty cheaply there with the fireball. So you've got this high and low parry that you can do. Pressing forward makes it kind of a harder parry, so you can lock someone in place when you parry them. I've been finding it hard to get used to pressing a button. I know obviously in Street Fighter 3 you would be pressing a button as well, and that you'd be pressing forward on the attack button. But so this guy's a little bit like Dudley from Street Fighter 3, I found. Certainly much more than Balrog, because he's not really a charge character, though he might have some charge moves. I haven't really actually make a confession, I didn't think about that when I was playing as him, so I probably should have experimented there a little bit. Oh, there we go. That was a good combo on his part. One thing in this is throws are very quick to execute, so they're pretty useful. Let's see if we can't finish him with a super there. You get that nice white screen flash. I don't know if it's quite as nice as something you'd see in other games, the effects. This lady here is quite different to other characters. I would relate her more to a SNK sort of character with a weapon. I'm thinking, of course, of someone like your King or someone like that. Maybe would have a similar kind of moveset to her. So I don't know if the video is cut off here, but hopefully not. So you'll notice that the character select guy keeps saying 2P there, and that's because I'm playing as player 2, because it's just the way that the fight pad or the arcade stick sort of configured itself. I don't know quite why that was, but oh dear. Got taken out there. Thankfully, oh, not too bad, but see how it goes. See if we can't get in some big hits here at the end. I've always found doing moves from the other side of the screen quite difficult. Oh, blew me up there with her sword. So I think that gives you a pretty good overview of at least one of the characters in Yatagarasu. Of course, the other characters have their analogs, or their, you know, opposites in other games, and I think that, you know, there's Shoto, there's your Fei Long, Yun and Yang kind of character here. These characters are a little bit more in line with your SNK characters like King or something like that. your grapple character and your boxer, but your quarter circle boxer, like Dudley. So I hope that's given you a nice overview of the game. It should reach its goal, I think, and hopefully it will be very good once they put in the net play. I hope that it doesn't become too exploited or exploitable, and that it stays a pretty fun game, which it is already. So I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching.